All right, we're back in the dyno room today at Prestige, and I just want to cover two things. The first thing is, why do we test your accessories? So, there's been recently more people, when it's not necessarily a turnkey motor, they're not really understanding why we ask what pulleys you're going to run. Possibly, did you want us to supply them? And then, of course, we install them on the motor and actually test them. Why are we doing that? Well, we're doing that because this here's a clear example of what can happen is we've got the water pump pulled off. We have a known good water pump we've used for years because it cools correctly, all that good stuff, and it's all bolted on, and it just so happens that the water pump's leaking. So why is this important? We want to send this out to where it's a hassle-free installation. You put it in the car, you hook everything up, and you go. It's a lot harder to obviously remove all the accessories. This happens to be an easy one because it's alternator only, but when we've got all-inclusive bracket systems, that there's a main bracket plate, everything has to come off to change a simple water pump that maybe costs, I don't know, $50 to $150 or $250, but there's a lot of labor time involved, and you take the chance of scratching the car. So we'll take a look at the water pump, just kind of give you a little idea of what was going on here. So you have a clear indication here of a water trail. So all we did was start filling up the engine, never even made a run, and this adjuster rod bolt hole for the alternator is seeping water out. So what's actually happening here is, obviously there's maybe a little core shift or something going on, but these are your water ports for heater core or what have you, and obviously there's a water passage, and it intersected when they drilled and tapped this hole. So very simple deal, but obviously again, just emphasizing why do we test all of this stuff. So again, we wanted to emphasize why we test everything. Obviously alternator is going to charge the battery, which does affect the power output, but we won't go into that right now. But alternator charges, water pump's moving fluid. If we got a power steering pump on there, it's looped, but we have no external leaks. The only thing that we physically don't test, other than maybe the idler bearings, would be the air conditioning compressor. So that's the emphasis on why we encourage you to either send your parts or purchase those parts from us so we can test it as one complete unit. Secondly, what I wanted to cover is scheduling. So we've got a huge amount of workload, and everybody wants to know when's it going to be done, and we understand that. But there again, it's a moving target, and this is one example of why. How does that get shoved out? Maybe a couple hours. We have lots of stock in-house, so we can go grab another water pump and keep rolling. But if we didn't have that and it had to be ordered, that puts us a day behind. It's very easy to get behind because of scenarios like this. So I just want to emphasize that we do our best here to try to live by a delivery date and schedule, but it is a revolving target. It is very, very difficult. But us as a company, we are open, we're honest, and we'll let you know kind of where you stand. If we've ran into anything, no big deal. This will be corrected today, and we can move on. So again, emphasis on testing all of the parts, and why does the schedule move around a little bit. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.